So there's three questions that we have our clients answer when we start working with them. And the three questions are by a friend of mine, George Kinder. He wrote a book back in the early 90s for advisors, really looking at this idea of taking time, money, energy, and talent and making sure that people are really, really flourishing in the life that they want. And so the three questions: allow yourself to suspend current life and belief and allow life, that 6-disc CD changer with the current playlist, just put it off to the side.
Yep.
And just answer this clean, right? And so the first question is, you wake up in the morning and you have more money than you need now and in the future. How would you choose to live your life? Don't hold back. Let yourself go. Like put all your dreams on paper. Nothing's crazy. What would it look like to you? That's the first question. So that's a fun one, right? Like there's literally no money constraint, which is the number one reason why people go like, I can't do that. I need money. Well, what if you didn't need money? What would life look like for you? You know, just go draw that. And it's always a fun one. The second question gets a little more touch more difficult, especially when you have little ones and loved ones who are dear to you. But the second question is, you go to your doctor and the doctor sadly tells you that you have a terminal illness. So the bad news is you get between 5 and 10 years to live with no notice of the final day. The good news is you'll never feel sick for the time that remains. So you have somewhere between 5 and 10 years. So like for me, that means my oldest will either be 18 or 23 or somewhere in between when I pass away. And I have the time, money, energy, and talent that I possess right now. I don't have unlimited funds. And it's really about allow yourself to feel that shortness of time. And then ask yourself, how will you choose to live the time you have remaining? What will you do differently?
Mm-hmm.
That's a challenging one for me. And then the final one is even more of a gut punch because then you go to your doctor and they simply tell you that time is up, Nick. You got some type of terminal illness and it's 2-term. So today's the last day. And it's not really, the question's not really about what will you do in your last day. We can come up with beautiful things to do in our last day to say goodbye to loved ones and, do whatever we want to do. But it's really about, if you allow yourself to sit and realize that you don't get to be here tomorrow, and then ask yourself, what did I miss? What did I not get to do? Who did I not get to be? Yeah. And sometimes we'll think like, oh, that kind of sounds like it might be about regrets. And it could be. But the opposite side of the coin of regrets is untapped potential. Mm-hmm. It's just like, what have I not stepped into yet that in my heart, like, man, I really want to step into that. And just allow yourself to feel those things. And it's very revealing what truly matters. When I've done that in the past with my on my own, it really clears a lot of clutter. And in those 6-disc CD changers, a lot of that playlist is erased. Right? You realize things that don't matter to you nearly as much as other things do.
Yeah. What a great spot to be able to then go into the new year with that. It's going to take some time and intentionality and being able to have that quiet space to, allotted to sit through each of those questions. And it's going to be heavy. Mm-hmm. But once you have that, then the path becomes clear.
Yeah. And for, there's a range of things that you see come out of this. For some people, they see, I really am content with the life that I already have. And there's really just these little tweaks that I want to make to help improve upon my life. And maybe that's improving their health or improving their finances or whatever it is. Could be maybe seeing family members more. And then on the other end of the spectrum, sometimes people are like, man, I really don't like the work that I'm doing. And it's time for me to go completely change direction and go do something completely different. And both are beautiful.
Mm-hmm. it could be a posture of regret. Oftentimes we do see that. But I remember hearing it once, and you touched on it just a moment ago, but it was like, what did the world miss out on? Who did you not get to be? And to your point, there could be a lot of people listening to this and, hey, I'm already living that life. And if you've done that, fantastic, continue on your path. But it's such a good awakening in a lot of ways, or it's like, is there that intentionality in our lives right now? And if not, how we wake up to reorient that. Right?
Yeah. Well, and I also think that just from my own view of doing this work with clients for a number of years now, because I see it in my 7-year-old son is still at an age where possibilities are unlimited and no one shuts you down. And even the kids, when they're playing together, right, they're not telling each other, you can't do that. And it's like the world is their oyster. And then as we grow up, we go through this whole world where we have all these little hoops and doors that we have to go through and have to behave like and have to be. And so ultimately the question is are we happy with where we are? And are we being true to who we truly are? Or do we want to allow ourselves to go a different direction? And this is, to me, it's all about permission granted. Right? Like, let's help you find a way to live your best life. Because if you're doing that, we see the ripple effects that it has on people's lives. That's why I love this work. This work is about helping people hold up a mirror for them to see, who am I truly? Who do I want to be? And what's the next step I can take to get closer to that vision of myself?
Yes. Yeah.
And when you see people take those steps, you watch them be better parents, be better friends, be better spouses, because they're being a more authentic person.
No, they're living out of a place of alignment, right?
Yeah. Alignment's a wonderful word for it.